Hey everybody, have you ever asked yourself the question, why me? Well, today I'm going to talk to you about this question and share with you a piece of sage advice my mother gave me when I was growing up and going through my own grief about being born with a cleft. Before we get going, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that we can stay connected and for you to be notified when there are new videos to watch. There was no case of a cleft in my family, either on my mother or father's side prior to my birth. My mother's doctor told her that a cleft can be both biologically passed on or can be caused from environmental issues. I'm a parent myself and my daughter was born without a cleft, but has the chance of having a child that will because I do. There's still no clear reason as to why babies are born with a cleft. Although 1 in 700 babies are born with a cleft each year, the cause has yet to be definitively identified. This no rhyme nor reason is the cause of much frustration when it comes to trying to answer the question, why? I know from my own involvement in various cleft community groups that once receiving a diagnosis for their child, many parents often ask questions like, why did this happen? Why did this happen to me? Why is this happening to my child? And likewise, there were many times throughout my life that I also asked, why me? Why did this happen to me? And what did I do wrong? Let me just say that these feelings, these questions, are completely normal. When given a curveball in life, it's our human instinct to want to figure out why, to want to figure out how it all happened. It's also completely normal to feel feelings of grief. Speaking for myself, there were many times in my life where I felt grief over the life I thought I was robbed of, over the life I wished I could have had. I imagine that when parents receive a cleft diagnosis for their child, they too are grieving for a life they thought they would have and for a life they thought their child would have. And it's completely normal to feel that. Don't let anybody tell you that you're wrong for doing so. It's okay for you to feel grief, just as it's okay for your child to feel grief too. But no matter if we find out the why or not, it doesn't change the result. And constantly beating our heads against the wall to try to figure out the why will only drive us crazy and distract us from effectively dealing with the situation at hand. So, what can we do when these events happen that make us want to ask the question, why me? For me, I always fall back to a piece of advice my mother gave me when I was young. Whenever I was feeling down, she would say, go ahead and feel down. Feel all of your feelings. But tomorrow, you're going to pick yourself up, put one foot in front of the other, and start doing something about it. When I was grieving and wishing that I hadn't been born with a cleft, of course I couldn't go back in time and snap my fingers and change that fact. But what I did do was work to shift my perspective about my situation. I began the work to shift my perspective from why me to what can I do about it. I may not feel good about what is going on, but I can do something about my attitude. If you have ever read the essay Welcome to Holland by Kingsley, you know that she sums up the work to shift perspective so eloquently. She wrote this essay in regards to her experience as a parent, but whether you're a parent or not, it's worth a read. I put a link down in the description to that essay so you can check it out. It truly is wonderful. So when you feel yourself asking, why me? Go ahead and give yourself the permission to feel your feelings. It's all okay and normal to feel what you're feeling. Take a day, but then you're going to pick yourself back up, put one foot in front of the other, and take action. You're going to shift that question from why me to what can I do about it. Shift your perspective. Start working with what you have around you to better your situation instead of banging your head against the wall and railing against the unfairness of it all. Not sure how to start and begin making your perspective shift? Do what I do. Make a list. I love a good list. What do you have available right now that you can use to help you move forward? Do you need more emotional support? Reach out to a friend. Do you want to find others that understand your journey? What it's like living with a cleft? What it's like being a parent of a child that has a cleft? There are so many online groups for the cleft community these days. It's really wonderful. I wish it was something that I had when I was growing up. I put links to a few down in the description that you can check out and see if they are a good fit and what you were looking for. Even the smallest thing can make a huge difference. in how you view your situation. Do you want more connection? You want to find more friends? You want to find a community? You're going to have to put yourself out there and do the work and go get it. Putting one small thing into action will pay huge dividends in the long run. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.